Hello Libra, welcome to your August 2019 reading. Thank you for joining me. My name is Michelle and this is for Sun, Moon and Rising signs. Libra, let's take a look at your oracle cards. Firstly, from the Crystal Mandala, you have pulled the beautiful card of the Goddess Bastet and the Gemstone of Cat's Eye. It speaks of sacred pleasure. And what I'm getting around this, Libra, is it's about pleasure and pain. You know, for some there is pain that arises when we first encounter genuine pleasure. Now this may come across as confusion, it may come across as shame, guilt, fear, and it causes tension in the body. Enjoying pleasure without fear of becoming addicted to pleasure is the goal here. I feel like you have access to very natural, genuine pleasure at the moment, Libra. And this is opening a way for you to manage pain more effectively. You know, there can be addiction to pain just as much as there is pleasure. And I feel that that's what we're talking about here, Libra. It's about an addictive kind of energy. The way that I'm feeling around this is that pleasure is a form of release, and that you need to be able to fully let go of any kind of tension that you're holding on to in order to fully surrender and experience that pleasure in a healthy way. You know, when we talk about healthy pleasure versus addictive pleasure, healthy pleasure creates energy. Addictive pleasure depletes energy. It depletes your life force and your free will. And the more you know your being is reacting against a degree of control that you're trying to impose on yourself, there is a feeling here of this inner tension, Libra. There may be shame, self-judgment, even self-recrimination, and this becomes exhausting. Now, the way to shift out of this battle is to begin by realizing the difference between trying to control or repress something and a more loving energy, a more loving holding, a compassionate holding. Control is an attempt at suppression and denial based on fear and a lack of acceptance, self-acceptance. But this loving, firm, compassionate holding provides a sense of safe and healthy discipline, but it doesn't repress any need or desire. It accepts and acknowledges all needs and then chooses the most loving way to be able to manage them. It's free from shame, self-judgment, guilt, self-hatred. Rather, it's based on self-respect and loving the body and mind, rather than trying to control and dominate from a fearful place. So there's a shift here. Feeling more open and responsive to life and its beauty, and your body and mind being nourished out of a pain-based way of living into a lifestyle that allows for more sacred, more genuine kind of pleasure. And this creates peace and it creates joy, and also being able to enjoy the pleasures of life. There's a feeling around this as well with the Ganesha card of energetic movement. So it seems that you're really determined and focused to complete this journey. I get an energy here of focusing on your highest goals and intentions to create very real transformation in your life here, Libra. You're in a phase of development and change. You have access to a very high level of energy, and you're being propelled forward to achieve your goal. The energy that I'm feeling around you here, Libra, is that there really is no stopping you. You're bursting with energy. You can't wait to achieve this task. You have to capitalize on the energy, but it's important to ensure that you're centered and that you know what you want to achieve and how you want to achieve it. Also make sure that before you move on to the next task that you complete the one before it. So it's a very action-oriented time, and you're calling in this transformative energy here as it relates to there is a chance at real, genuine pleasure around you, and you're transforming from more of that addictive or how you are seeing pleasure in the past as more something that is shameful. You're releasing that and moving on to this more natural way of giving and receiving pleasure. So let's see where this goes, Libra. I've already meditated on your energy. It might be you, it might be someone around you that's going through this. At the bottom of the deck we have the Death card, so it's major change and transformation, Libra. I'm loving your energy. Let's take a look. I'm going to be doing a horseshoe reading. We'll start with the past energy, present energy, the near future, your advice or your best path to follow, what's happening around you that is currently affecting you, your hopes and fears, the outcome, and the overall energy, or what this reading is about. Pleasure and pain. They're both part of life, but I feel that for you, pleasure in the past has brought up pain or brought pain into your life, but there's now a release of that so that you can enjoy pleasure more naturally without repressing the need to have pleasure in your life. So let's have a look. Right in the center we have the High Priestess. That's beautiful energy for you. It is about more internal energy, the feminine card, of course, the divine feminine wisdom here, tapping into that. I also see this card as a sign of sensuality for you as well, especially if you're female, if I'm speaking to a female Libran here, or you have a female around you that's going through this journey here. So it's tapping into that inner compass, that inner guide of feminine mysteries, feminine superpowers. And I feel that there is, it's a lot more natural. It's not anything that's forced or superficial. It's more of something that is deeply felt and experienced. Not in an overt way, but more in terms of receptivity, like allowing someone to give us pleasure. I may be talking to a Libran here who has previously thought that they had to be the one to give pleasure, but I get more of a receptivity here. Now, in the past energy, we've got the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. So what I'm getting around this is that in the past there may have been more of a focus on, I'm picking that up as more material things and not having the material things in your life. So the focus in the past has been more on, I'm getting it as a focus on what can be provided in your life in terms of, I think that I might be talking to a Libran here who has either focused themselves on career and more kind of practical matters, and as a result hasn't experienced or allowed time in their life to experience genuine pleasures. Or I feel like I'm talking about a Libran who has been somehow conditioned by perhaps a mother figure in the past, or someone who's had influence over you in terms of where you are, where your focus has lied in the past. But I'm getting that shifting, I'm getting that changing. Now in the current energy we have the Page of Wands in the reverse. So there is this feeling here of stepping back from pleasure for a while, not feeling that you're up to experiencing passion, playfulness, joy, the good things that come from feeling passionate. In the near future, you have the Hanged Man. So things seems to be on hold here while you go through this inner work. It's so that you can see things from a different point of view. When I think of the hangman is in need of surrendering control. And I might be talking to a Libran here who has a very focused mind in terms of goals. And you haven't allowed yourself to fully let go of tension or any kind of painful feelings that you have in order to fully experience pleasures in life. But here I feel that you're being called to do this inner work to release any kind of tension or pain that you're holding on to, especially if it relates to an earth sign in the past. And instead open up your viewpoint. Surrender what isn't working for you, and especially surrender control. When we receive pleasure, we fully have to give ourselves over to the moment. And if we tense up, if we are someone here who can't release that control, then we never really fully experience pleasure. It's painful to release control. Now, as your advice or your best path to follow, Libra, you've got the 5 of Cups. So there is something from the past in which you have focused on some negative emotions that you've held on to from a past situation. It may have been either not valuing yourself or feeling that others didn't value your worth. For some of you, it's to do with, I'm getting a strong kind of practicality kind of energy around how you've associated pleasure in the past. Maybe you saw pleasure as a way of getting somewhere in life. For some of you Librans, not all of you. But without fully allowing yourself to feel in the moment. And there's a lot of sadness here, a lot of pain associated with past emotions that you're really being asked to let go of, for them to come to the surface here. Anything that you previously have kept hidden, in order to release that. It's only through releasing those dark, more sadder emotions, negative emotions that we attach perhaps with pleasure itself, or seeking pleasure, that you can then accept. It's not about repressing, keeping these emotions repressed. They have to be brought out, but brought out in a healthy way, so that you can open yourself up to more joy in the future. Now, around you, Libra, you've got the 9 of Swords in the reverse. So yes, I do feel that there is a healing energy, and you may have someone around you that is looking in at you, seeing you as someone who is suffering from a great deal of pain, maybe even addicted to this pain. The longer that you have felt this pain, the harder it is to release it, because it becomes a part of you, Libra. And I think that that's what we might be talking about here. You've held on to this pain for such a long time. You've kept it hidden under this coolness, detachment, that you've forgotten how to release it, or that you don't want to release it. As your hopes and fears, you've got the 8 of Wands in the reverse. So you are wanting things to speed up, but at the moment there are some obstacles in the way. I think that there is someone around you that you would like to have a deeper kind of spiritual connection, be fully open to this person, But you can't do that until you release this pain that you've been keeping within here. Something that you've attached to pleasure. It might be guilt or shame, fear, anger, some kind of negative, painful emotion that you've attached to pleasure. That's what needs to be released here. With the card of energetic movement, though, I can't help but feel that there is this call to take action. No longer repressing those painful energies, but a call to action. But first you need to know what that action is. You have this, I think that you have the determination, the strength to overcome this, but there's this feeling of how do you go about that? And the outcome here is the High Priest. So let's see. It may be that there is knowledge being gained. It may be someone around you. I get perhaps a mentor, a teacher, or advisor. Libra, let's take a look. What is this High Priest in the outcome? What is the High Priest here? We have the Lovers. What is the outcome here for Libra, please? The outcome for Libra. The King of Wands, okay. And one more. The outcome here for Libra, please. The outcome for Libra. And the Queen of Cups, okay. That's beautiful energy. I do feel that you have someone around you. It could be a fire sign, an Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. I've got you as becoming more emotionally open and available to this person, showing your more loving, caring and compassionate side. And it's as a result of you releasing judgment about your past or what you have negatively attached to how you have experienced pleasure in the past. So I've got you making a choice here in love to fully open and experience to love, perhaps even commit. For some of you, take something to that next level. It's really quite beautiful energy. And it's after you have released pain. With that Nine of Swords in the reverse. I feel it may be this person around you, this King of Wands, who doesn't have to be a fire sign, by the way, but I get them as someone who takes the lead, is not pushing you in a bad way, but is supporting you to get through this, to take action, to release yourself from. Yeah, I get very strongly here that you've negatively attached something to the feelings of pleasure. And there's this feeling of not being able to experience pleasure as a result of that. I get tension. And it has something to do with judgment. Judgment of self. Harshly judging or criticizing yourself. Or someone in your past that you feel has affected you this way. That's for some of you. Okay, let's take a look. I want to get a spirit animal. The outcome looks good. But for you, it's about releasing this past pain, moving on from it, and focusing on the future, not attaching any kind of past painful experience to pleasure, because I feel that you have someone around you who is good for you. They are someone who is kind, nurturing, generous, giving, and I feel that they are advising you here on this way forward with them. They very much want you to be a part of their life, and they're encouraging you to take action, but there is some kind of block around you. And I think that for you are with that Hanged Man, I get an energy of you needing to let go of something from the past so that you can fully move on here. So let's see, what is the spirit animal for Libra? Spirit animal for Libra for August. 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 What is it? Okay. We have the unicorn. Infinite possibilities. You are the sovereign of the seen and unseen worlds. The magic of love surrounds you. Beauty transforms you. Listen to the spirits of light. Abandon the darkness. Go beyond the ordinary and become the legendary. I love that for you, Libra. So leaving any kind of darkness or dark energy around the feelings that you've associated with pleasure in the past, or how you've judged yourself, perhaps feelings of shame or guilt or fear. Moving on from that, letting the beauty of a natural relationship transform you, and very much a feeling here of going beyond the past and going into a relationship, one in which you will be able to feel and experience genuine, sacred pleasure after having let go of this painful experiences and painful attachment to this experience. I wish you the best with this, Libra. If you would like a personal reading, you can email me, gypsyinsights@gmail.com. If you are watching here on YouTube, then please check out the link below this box. There you will see the August love readings. So if you haven't already checked those out, please do. A special thank you to my podcast listeners on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. I wish you the best with this, Libra. It looks good. And I will speak to you again very soon. Bye for now.